Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Drink a Coffee With by Global Mobility at DT. My name is Antonia and today I'm here with Reghu. Hi Reghu, thank you so much for joining.
Hi, Antonia. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Reghu, you are the Senior Vice President of the Magenta Voice Program. So my first question for you is, what do you say or ask to your Magenta Voice speaker first thing in the morning?
Well, to be honest, it's in fact what my kids say because they use it much more than me. In the last days, what they've been saying is the Advent calendar. So you can ask Magenta, öffne die erste Ture im Adventskalender och vill zweite Ture. And they've been always curious about what's coming up every day. So that's the most recent thing which they've been using on the speaker.
That's nice. Very cool feature.
It is. That feature actually has got a lot of usage since we rolled out in the end of November. So our motto has been to surprise customers and delight them and keep them happy. So I'm quite happy to see that.
You are able to do that because you come from a computer science and technology background, right? So since I have you here as an expert on this topic, a very popular question nowadays is what digital skills are important? And one additional question, would you say it would be beneficial, or should we set the people or send the people who have these skills to the locations where they are acquired, or should we do that? What do you say?
So I think today's world, everything has become digital. And I think this year has shown why it's so important to accelerate this whole digital transformation. And if you think about digitalization, it's mostly all about software. I mean, I come from a software background. I also have a computer science background. And I've always felt that this background has really helped me also in my journey in various leadership roles. Because end of the day, you have to make a lot of decisions. And having this technical understanding, I mean, it doesn't have to be software. I mean, it can also be the technical understanding of different things. That always helps you as a leader. So coming to your question on, should we send people where they're acquired or do the other way around? I think it's all about diversity. We need to bring diverse set of people together so that they bring in their different opinions and point of views and all of that stuff and have a very healthy, constructive debate around topics, And when doing that, it's not about the who, it's about the what, right? So leave aside your egos and all of that stuff which comes from who is saying something to what is being said. And I think that's the only way where we can, let's say, accelerate topics like digital transformation, because all of that starts from the mindset. It's all about the mindset, and it's all about having diverse opinions and points of view being debated, and then how do you find a way forward?
You already have mentioned that your background in computer science and your past career have also developed your leadership skills. Can you name some other soft skills and how you could develop these skills? Maybe also because you were working in a very international environment. Do you think it has something to do with this environment as well, or how were you able to develop these kind of skills?
Yeah, I think that definitely played a big role. I mean, up until I was 27, I spent my entire life in India, within a certain culture. And when I compare myself now, where I'm after having spent the last 10 years in Germany, this whole broadening your views, your values, different things. There's a great book called Culture Map, which talks about how different cultures deal with different things, like simple topics like time. I mean, in India, we have a concept of flexible time. In Germany, you have a concept of linear time, right? So now, how do we deal with that? How do you deal with hierarchy? How do you deal with decision making? when you say something, does it have a lot of context behind it, or are you direct? So there are a lot of these cultural aspects, which I think has definitely helped me being in these global roles. So in my previous role at SAP, I was running a global team in India, Germany, and US, right? So with people from different countries, of course, and different cultures and background. So I would say this has definitely helped me in all of these leadership roles. And one other key thing, which I believe helps a lot of leaders, is also listening. I think we need to listen a lot than talking. And of course, being an introvert myself, that sort of comes naturally to me. I don't need to spend extra effort on it. So listening, I think, is also a key trait of what I will call as servant leaders.
So, I always also like to ask for advice, and you already have mentioned that you moved to Germany. Do you have an advice, except for maybe like investigating about cultural differences? I think Hofstede is one name you can mention here. What advice do you have for people to adjust to a new culture and get comfortable in a new country?
So I think there again goes back to what we spoke before. I mean, it's about openness. It's about flexibility. I think these are the two things, because when I moved to Germany, there are a lot of things which culturally shocked me. This was 12 years ago, which by the way don't do anymore because I'm just used to it. And I think it's both ways, also to the people that you meet and their expectations towards you. So both ways, being open and being flexible is definitely something that would help when you move to a new place or a new location. And one other thing, which at least it's something that I believe in, is I'm not fixed to a place as such. So my dad, he worked in a bank and he had a moving job. So we used to move even while I was studying, every 3 years to a new location. So this thing about not sticking to a particular location also made me, in a sense, of curious and what does a new place bring in, and that has also helped me personally to come into a new environment and adjust myself. I've been at DT for 2.5 years now, and I'm still learning a lot of things about how DT works and what ticks people. So that has also helped me to come in and then get settled, to hear different points of view, also bring in my point of view, and then have this open, healthy debate.
See, I think we could summarize what's important: openness, flexibility, and the to have a mentality to grow. I would say.
Exactly. I mean, give it a try. So, never shy away from doing something new or trying out. I mean, if it fails, it fails. If it works, it works. So I think that's, which, by the way, is also this, also a bit on this risk taking attitude. That's something which I guess is important, because when you're in a new place, you don't have that comfort zone. You don't know a lot of things, right? So it's also a bit of trying out new things. So that also helps to be in this risk. Let's say boldness in taking risks. And one other thing which I can think of, which is related to this, is also being resourceful. Again, coming from India, where we need to be resourceful to get a lot of things done, and that also has helped me a lot in trying and achieving things when other people just give up because they think that it's not possible or whatever. But it's always this: how do you make things happen when you are faced with all sorts of hurdles and obstacles and stuff? So being resourceful, I think, is also something that has helped me personally, both in my leadership roles as well as in my previous roles.
I see. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much, Reghu, for your for everything, for taking your time, for your answers,
Sure.
and for having a coffee or water with me. I hope.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. For me too. I hope you out there enjoyed this episode of Let's Drink a Coffee with as well. Take care and check out Global Mobility at DT on Yum. and see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thanks. It was a pleasure.